I'm your dungeon master, I'm your guide, I'm your travel companion on this fun little journey.
I mean, I'm not the best at being subtle about it.
Trying is all we can do. I do not do stealth. I do not do it.
Kind of specialize in not being found.
Welcome to Health Hits Experience, the aquatic species identification chart. So far, we know what a crab is. Welcome to the show. I'm your Dungeon Master, Brittany Lee, and we are going to get back into a game of dodgeball. I'm very excited. But before we start that, a couple things. First thing is, I know I usually say this at the end of the show, but top of the show, thank you to Community Access Media for allowing us to be able to use their space, facilities, equipment, all that jazz. They have made accommodations for us today specifically so you can enjoy this little hat that I have on.
Only the hat. We're not here for the show.
Only the hat. So that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. The reason I'm wearing this little hat today is that an audience point has been redeemed. Audience reward, redemption, audience points. If you are not chatting in the Twitch or the Discord, you're missing out on getting some cool points and redeeming things. There's also a couple things on the table as well. So I've redeemed silly table. I got a silly table on me and I had to wear the tiny hat. Anybody can take a +1 from the wild card that's been put out in the table, and then Liz also gets a +1 at another point during the game. Probably won't be used this game as I'm going to be throwing ping pong balls at everybody. So +1 to dodge, go. So that's what I have on the bracket for today. Why don't we play some dodgeball? How do we feel about that?
I mean,
Sounds
we're
good
already
to
doing
me.
it.
Let's play kickball.
Change up the game halfway through.
Halfway through, it's a different game entirely. Punch ball.
Ball.
Before we start the game of dodgeball, off stream we rolled what the blue team had to dodge, and they all dodged. So sorry, Cyrus. Red team is still losing. I hate to inform you of this. So that is how this is going. Last we left off, I believe, Flux, it was your dodge, your roll,
I'm throwing it?
Throwing it. Who you throwing to?
I'm throwing it. I mean, once again, still want to say Hieronymus, but I mean, who's on the other team still? I always
Schmel,
forget.
Goose, Quaid, Cyrus.
I'm gonna try to hit Quaid.
It's
I
always
like-
Quaid.
I just like bullying Quaid. I
Goose
think.
is like, haha. So, I gotta actually roll the things.
He just has one of those names, I think.
It's a good name. He got a 16, so he dodges it. You do not get a point.
Dang.
Unfortunately, it was worth a shot. He does a real cool dodge.
I'm glad that our crew is at least like pretty agile.
Yeah, pretty agile, especially for rock creatures.
This is good to know.
Yeah.
Rock Matrix.
Rock monsters. Okay, so this is part of the game. Poof, throwing dodgeballs at everybody, and we're not breaking anything. So far, we haven't broken any windows. So far, we haven't broken any of the ships sitting out in the backyard. So far, but there's always that possibility, and I think you're thinking of this as you're, whipping things around really close to windows.
Breaking things?
Breaking things.
Yeah.
Because you spend a lot of time fixing things.
Yep.
It's really unusual to find you in this last month in anywhere other than the lab, in the lair. You have a new lab, you have new access to new equipment, you have to refit it to everything that you want it to be.
Yeah, it probably took like a week on its own.
Yeah. And I'm sure you still have some stuff still set up in Old Bessie. You've got things kind of everywhere. Anything could be fixed by you, down to the eye stock of 377. So comes as no surprise that one day you look up from the food replicator that you're fixing and you see both Cyrus and Pearl standing in your doorway.
Were you either gonna say something, or were you just gonna stand there and watch?
I didn't want to startle you.
It was a little more jarring when I turned around and you were both just kind of staring at me.
We're not exactly, I'm not exactly sneaky, so didn't really think of it.
What do you want? What do you need? Did something else break?
Well, I've been informed by Pearl, if I let my leg break any further, she might, have a few words.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You did chastise me when I said that I was letting it go too far, so, you know.
Yeah. My leg has not been repaired in a while.
This is for your own good, Cyrus.
I'm just saying, as soon as we ended up back in the undermarket, I was planning on getting it fixed anyway.
I mean, you can always ask me. I'm fine with it.
I didn't want to bother you.
This is what friends are for.
I can probably squeeze it in, yeah.
Oh, maybe I have time.
I need to make sure this thing doesn't explode first, but, you know.
Fair.
Yeah, do you want any new things? Any new upgrades?
Just, maybe a little faster.
Faster. I can do faster. Although, if only one of your legs goes faster, that's actually pretty bad. So I'm gonna have to get you probably like a boot for the other side or something.
Cyrus just goes in circles.
Sure. But, I can't really use Magitech, so
Why not?
well, among other things, could explode.
Well, yeah, Magitech always tends to have that
No.
property.
When I use my power, it would explode.
Right. All that magic infused in your body or whatever.
Yeah.
Out of character. Is Cyrus based on you?
This is a call episode. I don't like it. No. Call out live on stream.
Cyrus
I
gets
was
a
just
nosebleed.
wondering, because I was like, this sounds really familiar.
It's all about pulling from live.
So there are systems in place that can sort of make sure that the magic doesn't surge too much. I am, at this point, probably like 15 to 17% Magitech.
I am aware that there are other things in place, but as of yet, it has not worked out. I may have something that already prevents surges from occurring within me, so...
Could you make it without magic?
I mean, yeah, I could at least make a base for it. I mean, you already have one I could base my design off of. Just make it a little better, more efficient and stuff like that.
I mean, that would probably be best.
Alright, well, give me an hour then.
I actually also have a request.
Just gonna like start looking you over. You alright?
Yes. I was actually hoping for a face.
You already have a face.
A face that moves.
Right, okay, that is pretty different. I don't think I've ever had to make a face before.
I've just... Since everything happened, I've been dealing with a lot of, I believe, emotions. And I would very much like to be able to outwardly express those to you.
Right, that makes sense. Sometimes there's very odd blank stares that come after different sentences, and I'm not really sure how to interpret it.
Yes, unfortunately, they did not build droids with the ability to move their faces.
It is a bit odd, but...
Well, yeah, I can get to that too today if you need me to.
No rush.
Well, I got to work on Cyrus's leg first. It's a little more urgent.
Yes.
Not like it's
Since he should have come weeks ago.
It's not like it's going to fall apart right away.
Right away.
Yeah, I'll make sure to. Well, it's fine. Well, I'll start working on it tonight then. God, I have such a backlog of things.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Seriously, thank you.
Would you like me to ask Yama to make you a coffee?
No, I can make my own coffee. It's fine. What does that look for? I want. You don't have the expression, so I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
She's just staring at you blankly.
Well,
I just want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself as well.
Yeah, I've been taking much more care of myself, especially since I had to spend like a week and a half just recovering.
I think you're lying.
when is the last time you've taken an actual break?
I think if I would have taken a break within the last week, my body would have fallen apart. Didn't really have the time.
What?
That
Have you been only working on yourself this whole time?
I mean, I've been gone for like a week, yeah. Look, the thing you put in me was a prototype. It wasn't finished. And yeah, it kept me alive, and I really do appreciate that, but, you know, dangerous. Dangerous when it's not finished.
I feel like everything you do is dangerous.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Can you do me a favor? Stop doing that.
Kinda what I work with. I mean, everything we fly around is magitech. It's always likely to explode.
I would prefer if you didn't explode.
I do agree with her.
Well,
Try it.
I also would like to not explode. It hurt the first time. And here's the thing, I've been working on this so I have a much lower chance of doing so.
I'm going to bring you a coffee. And Pearl's gonna leave. It's just you two awkwardly in there now.
She
She caught me adjusting my leg. That's all I have to say. On
yeah,
that.
she's pretty pushy about this sort of stuff.
Yeah. Be careful with crystals.
Right, yeah, sort of looks down awkwardly.
Cyrus is the dad that doesn't know how to express his emotions. He's like, well, be careful with those crystals.
Yeah, well, you know, just
How about that sports ball?
How you doing, sport?
just come back in an hour.
Will do.
Yeah, I got stuff to finish.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Good talk.
Friendly punch on the arm.
Wait until Cyrus has to have the talk with you.
Oh, no.
We're not even the same species. It wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Wait,
that could be
Hieronymus would have to do it.
Oh, that's uncomfortable.
I don't
That's
know if we want
uncomfy.
that. Okay, so we'll just say that legs get fixed, coffee gets got, and it's continually awkward, I guess. I think that's part of it.
We're all traumatized and we don't know how to love each other.
Y'all realize you have to be stuck with each other, and now you're trying to deal with that fact.
We're figuring it out.
We're figuring it out.
Yeah, this is the first time we really confronted that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I guess we are here, huh?
I guess we're here. Back to dodgeball. Bah! Cyrus, who you throwing at? You got 4 options. 3 of them are your actual in-person crew members.
Last one went to Flux, so Pearl.
Oh!
I was not looking at
Robin dodges. Does Pearl dodge? DC is 10 plus your Dex mod.
Pearl just hits the deck.
What you got for me, Pearl?
Good question. I got an 8.
Great. What's
Wow.
your as well? No, I mean, unless your Dex mod is a -2.
My Dex mod is a 3, but I rolled a 5.
Yeah, the 8 is total.
Okay, great. You get beamed.
Damn, now I really need a new face.
This is like after, so this is your new face.
It makes the sound when you like hit a metal pole that's like hollow in the middle, where it's like.
Your new face. Your
Busted up my new lip.
your
God.
permanent eyebrows. So
I'm a real boy now.
Point to red team. Good job, Cyrus.
Ooh,
For that.
You all right, Pearl?
You may need to fix my face.
Oh boy.
Sorry. Sorry about that.
Immediate regret. As you're immediately regretting this moment, you're thinking about a moment you didn't regret, which was hours after Flux came back up onto the deck of the ship, and everybody decided that you were going to take over the lair, you snuck away and took care of what you needed to take care of. What does that mean?
So he snuck away, went down into what had been Dev's office on the ship, and locked the door.
Okay.
Tried to turn on the computer and see exactly how far he could get into the Zolarian databases.
Gotcha. So you didn't do anything as far as like clear the scene of corpses or make sure there was no traps or
Well, did definitely make sure that wanted to check that one.
the one wasn't gonna come back.
The one wasn't gonna come back.
Yeah.
Poke her with the stick.
And may have potentially ripped off its arm.
Okay. Great.
We're all squeegeeing Dev off the floor of the lair. Where the hell's Cyrus?
Oh, it smells terrible.
Smells gross. So that you get onto the ship and you fiddle around. And I think that's where I'm gonna leave that for the time being. Okay. We're gonna come back to that.
Ooh,
because
dramatic.
There's more to be found.
Redacted.
Redacted a little bit. Redacted for another one round.
I feel like that should be our next sticker. Is just big bold words that say redacted.
Health hits
Redacted.
experience. Redacted.
That's the name of this campaign.
Redacted.
Redacted. Done. But you successfully clear out what needs cleared out,
Okay.
like rip off people's arms, and make sure there are no hidden traps and all that jazz. Which, as far as I understand, almost immediately after Flux comes in and makes sure that Spectre is dead. But his arms are ripped off, so he's gone. He's
Yeah,
fine.
good to know.
good to know.
Can't
You
do
don't know how
that. Can't do that anymore.
you don't know how that happened. Okay, so we are reaching the end of round 2 of dodgeball, which means that I need Pearl, Flux, and Hieronymus to roll me dex saves. DC 10 plus your dex mod.
I thought Pearl was out.
No, it's not an out one. It's point system.
Points.
Otherwise, this wouldn't have gone
You said dex save?
5 rounds. DC 10 plus your dex mod.
Yeah, I rolled a 21.
I also
I'm
got a
agile
21.
now.
Oh my god!
Oh no, you turned away. Damn.
Got 1 point.
You got 1 on Pearl, and Pearl never lets you do it again. Nope. What'd you roll?
I got a 10.
What's your DC you're trying to hit? I assume higher than 10. It's 10 plus your dex mod.
10.
Wait.
What's your dex mod?
What's your dex mod?
Oh, I'm sorry. My dex mod is +2.
Okay, yeah, so you also get beamed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quaid, after all of these rounds of getting hit in the face, gets you, Hieronymus.
Grows like
Quaid's
extra
done.
arms. Just like throwing them everywhere.
Quaid's not happy. And right now our score is 2-2.
Oh.
Which is super fun. But some of you, I don't know who, kind of are regretting the amount of people that you have on each team. You're kind of wishing that the prisoners, goons, people that were in the cells when you first arrived stayed. But there had been an offer of employment like you do with everybody now, and all 4 of them hanging out in what they had called the guest rooms. They were very happy there. They didn't really want to be tied down to one stream of income. And previous discussion amongst you had discouraged additional kidnappings. So you let those 4 go away.
I didn't have anything to do with this. I was in like the recovery area.
And Yama blows her referee whistle, and we're going to start round 3. Dodgeball. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew,
Oh,
pew,
boy.
pew. Pearl, who are you trying to hit?
Cyrus.
Sorry, Molly.
Spikes it into the ground.
All right, Cyrus, you're dodging.
Are we gonna continue last week? No, we are not. It is a 2.
Oh no!
How did you hit the ground and Cyrus still got hit?
I did like one of those real fancy, like bounce it off the wall, like.
Definitely payback.
Yeah. You got Pearl's face.
You do like the anime spin on it, like.
Oh, we're hitting each other in the face now.
She grows like a cannon out of her shoulder.
Oh, Pearl, as we've discussed a little bit, in this past month, you've developed an affinity for customization. You wanted a new face to be able to express yourself, and something inside of you wants more. You want to be able to find your look. So you found a hidden closet in Dev's office, although none of them are outfits. They're more costumes created for very specific situations.
Don't wanna know.
They're not really flattering. But those are the options that you find readily available to you. What are you wearing now?
I'm wearing the biggest cowboy hat you've ever seen.
And that's it?
And also a evening gown.
Oh,
Still to the
Evening
dome.
gown and cowboy hat.
Yes. She doesn't know what fashion is.
how does this? So describe to me the artist. What does this evening gown look like?
Okay. So for starters, the hat, right?
Yes.
Our main man here. It is much larger than a cowboy hat should be. And it is suede black.
Okay.
So it's like sleek as shit. However, the evening gown is baby blue. So it's got a sweetheart neckline and it's very sparkly, hugs the waist, but then it like full princess.
Yeah.
And it has sleeves, but the sleeves are sheer, very lacy, very delicate.
Why did Dev have this?
You never know.
There's a lot about Dev we don't know.
How do your wings factor in? Do you have your wings on? Do you have your wings off?
It's an open back.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
there you go. Problem solved.
How
I
are you
can't wait to
finding-
see the artwork
The
show
fan
up
art,
in the Discord.
yeah. How are you finding movement in this dodgeball game with your new dress?
Horrible. I'm tangled to hell. Like, unfortunately, this dress does not have 4 sleeves, so I had to like
I can imagine that would be a problem.
had to bust my other arms out so I can move.
So there's holes in the side. Good.
Flux understands. He has to do that with like every coat.
Or you just wear a big cloak. All right, so Pearl, that's what we find you wearing. So everything, every dodgeball moment you've been imagining, you need to be imagining now in this outfit.
I'm redacting my previous.
Go back, change it up.
I like to believe that every couple of hours, Pearl goes and changes again because she's not quite feeling it. The next one's like a hard hat
Yeah.
and big strappy boots.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Overalls sometimes.
Maybe, if she's feeling it.
If she's feeling it. It's like a click and drag like Barbie game.
Yeah, exactly. She's figuring it out.
She's figuring it out.
She's never worn clothes, so she's like, is this?
This maybe? This one? Maybe this?
Okay.
Great, excellent. All right, so back to the dodgeball game. Hieronymus, who you trying to hit? You've got
We're
Schmel,
going.
Goose, Quaid, Cyrus.
Yeah. We're gonna. Cyrus just got hit, so we're gonna.
Hit him while he's down.
No, nobody's taken pot shots at Schmel yet, so let's incur the wrath of his legion of fans by shooting at
His
Schmel.
nose is broken. I do want to correct.
Yeah,
Schnell's nose is broken
Pearl
right
did-
now.
I did beam him
Yeah.
pretty good.
So
okay.
we've been being nice since
We
then.
can hit him
Yeah, I
again.
felt
Which
bad.
is exactly why Hieronymus is going to throw at Schmel.
Okay, great, excellent. His DC is 11.
Is that bad?
no.
That's bad, yeah. That's bad.
Oh, crit fail!
Crit fail.
Break his nose again.
Do you remember that meme video of the guy playing the soccer goalie who keeps getting hit in the face with the ball? That is Schmel right now.
Yep. I don't even know if Schmel has a nose to break.
Schmel's not going
This
to
is
play
why
with us
he
anymore.
doesn't have a nose.
Yeah, at this
We
point.
broke it too many times.
Yeah, he got up at one point and was like, okay, I'm back. I got this. I'm back. And he hit him right square in the forehead this time, so it's like right here. Sends his whole head back. He's on the ground again. winded again.
Oh, a sweet baby.
He is trying his best. And you... do you feel bad about this?
Certainly not externally.
Okay, great. Excellent. I just want to see where we're at as far as this goes.
Oh, maybe you should stay down there, Schmel.
Oh.
Big thumbs up from laying flat on his back. So in the past month, you've received a lot of information, Hieronymus. More insight into the Zolarian government than you ever thought possible, you ever thought you would care about. I don't know if you care about it. But because you come from a very simple criminal background, which is steal a rich person's money. You know, that's kind of what you did from day one. That was it. But one day, the terminal that Pearl was using to look into the Zolarian research network was left unattended. Pearl had gone to the pre-dodgeball game, slathered some unneeded ointment on Schmel. We might need it now, but Pearl's right in the middle of something. And curiosity got the better of you, and you sat down and read a very simple report. What did you see, and what were you willing to share, if any, with folks in this crew?
That is a super great question, and I'm wishing now that I had that report that you printed out.
I printed out and gave it to you? Oh,
Here
good.
with me. I think it is in my bag, which
Okay.
is too far away to reach.
Oh, no.
But that's okay. So apparently there was, I don't know that Hieronymus would necessarily go blabbing about this to everybody else, but certainly since nobody else is around and doesn't know about it, but the audience does get the little voiceover of it. There was some Zolarian research into finding people with Hieronymus's unique species characteristic of shape-shifting, and using that to possibly mess with the aura identification system. And they had done some experimentation and tests on a captured shapeshifter that ended up being fatal, and they are now looking for more test subjects.
Man, these guys are the worst.
Certainly not going to tell Flux, because he would absolutely cash me.
Wow. You underestimate Flex so much. Or over. Anyways, the point is.
There's estimation going on.
And it's wrong.
You see the worst in me. That's what I'm trying to get at.
So you see this printout report, and it is detailing into aura research specifically,
Right.
and then they found a specific individual who could shapeshift. And
Does Hieronymus have the sense that somebody was in here looking at the computer and had this up, like one of the other crew people, or like...
It's as far as you understand, Pearl is sitting down at the terminal every hour that she's not needed and just like going through everything that's accessible. It's click, 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 click. It's the scene from Fifth Element where Lulu's downloading everything, basically, like trying to find where the actual information is, because she doesn't bring all of this to you as the crew. She brings, hey, I found this. I think this is important. I think this is relevant. So this just happened to be what it landed on right when she walked away.
So Pearl didn't see it either.
Pearl didn't see,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. So Hieronymus will probably take out the equivalent of some kind of flash drive kind of thing, plug it in there and copy it, and then he will take and hit delete so that Pearl does not stumble across that, and he is going to keep that kind of hush-hush for now.
Okay, good to know.
Can't wait till that blows up in our face.
Oh God, they're trying to capture you. We have no idea why.
Oh, weird.
Why do they want Hieronymus?
That doesn't
He's
make
an
any
asshole.
sense.
No, wait, go back. Try that. Say that again.
It'd be like the ransom of Red Chief. They'd be sending Hieronymus back here, take him.
Give us your shapeshifter. Go. We don't want him.
All right, next on the docket, Flux, who you throwing at?
Whoa.
Whoa, it's your turn.
So I don't want to hurt Spell. I'm probably gonna go for was it Goose?
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 Who's not been hit this entire
I'm
game.
gonna go for Goose because he looks totally fine.
He's fine.
Yeah, that's
He
not
was
that
standing
guy.
behind Schmelz.
Definitely. He's in the back. He's as far back as you can get in a dodgeball game. Where
I
you're
don't.
like
I don't
the
want
boundaries.
anybody to not get their exercise in. That's the entire point of this.
Ah, right, of course. You got it too, so.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
I don't know what your aiming system is, but whatever it is, poof. Hit him in the side of the neck.
I realized that he's just been hiding the whole
Yeah.
time, and I'm like, mm-mm.
Hit him in the side of the neck. Whoopah! And like does a little like ah. It sounds just like that. Ah. So, Flux, it's been a month. Lots of things have happened.
Crazy month, yeah.
Crazy month. But you've had some time to think about why you're here, why you all hold up in the lair in the first place. And one night, you replayed the footage from 377. How did that go?
So I think that's probably pretty early on. That's like like a week.
Like a weekend. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So still recovering, and I'm doing I'm gonna guess it's like 3 a.m.
Great. Okay.
It's really dark. Everybody's asleep.
Except for Pearl, who's at the terminal, like downloading
Yeah.
everything.
And like the lab's lit by those gross fluorescent lights that just hurt your eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm just sort of working on various other stuff. There's just like a bunch of bits and pieces around and stuff like that. And I'm currently working on creating a more better crystal integration system. And I'm so tired. Just. Hey, 377. You wanna 7 days ago. Can you pull up the footage from that?
Does 377 have an internal playback device or is it an external?
He has to plug into something else.
Okay.
So he's got to go to one of our screens that we have and plug into it.
Yeah, you're in the new lab, so it takes 377 a minute to find a suitable place to plug in. And it's you didn't give any specifics, so it's the beginning of the day roughly. It's when y'all were in the jungle. That's where we start.
Fast forward. I don't need to see this part.
They play until you say stop.
Right. Stop when I see the sparks, probably. Keep watching from there, because that's the part where I don't remember it.
Yeah, the screen goes really bright. 377 was not super close to you, but your explosion from the magic and the tech being punctured is so bright.
That looks pretty bad. Right, why don't you fast forward? I need to see some clips from the fixing process. I need to make sure everything went in right.
As 377 is fast forwarding, you see suddenly the ground scoop away as Pearl had picked up both of you at the same time. You don't hear anything, but you can see screaming coming from people in the distance. And this is in fast motion.
Actually, rewind a little bit. You can just play it straight from here.
377 plays the footage.
Just kind of watching.
You're seeing everything from the perspective of 377, who is held in one arm by Pearl and can move one eye stalk around. The other one had been destroyed during all of the kerfluffle, and you can see your own face so close. You're like really close to each other, because you're both being held by Pearl, and everything moves so fast because Pearl's flying. And then we get to the hub of Old Bessie. Everything activates, and 377 is in a corner, and so you're watching Pearl, and you can see on the screen the communication that Pearl and 377 had together, the information being relayed, and you see everything go through in the surgery from a third-person perspective.
I'm gonna have to fast forward on that one because that's like 5 hours.
It's long.
But as I'm kind of watching it, Flex is just him and 377, I think. So there's probably a few sort of under the breath kind of like, well, that probably isn't gonna work. But then after a short amount of time, it's just... could you get a reading from Pearl 377? Is there any sort of emotional response or specific thing that she said during that time?
Pearl?
During that time, there wasn't a whole lot of talking because she was more focused on saving Flux's life. But when she was talking, there was emotion to it, which had never happened before. Like when Flux got stabbed, she had shouted, like, "Let's go now!" Like in this awful tone that has never come out of her. And she was very frantic the whole time. Like, you could probably see it in the footage that it's like she's not moving quite as efficiently as she usually does.
I will say also, because Pearl, you connected with 377, there's a mutual exchange happening. Your voice readings are on the recording. Your vocal tremors are on the recording in the audio footage, because there's a small section of the playback that is just Pearl being relayed back into the footage.
Flux is just kind of watching, and he goes, "That shouldn't be possible."
They're like, "Put the in the." And Pearl's like, "What does that mean?"
That shouldn't be... I'll have to look more into that. I'm going to very slowly get up and I'm going to walk over towards my diagnostics machine because I'm still going real slow. And I'm going to start hooking myself up into this thing, which is just like this big like metal cylinder made of like a bunch of like individual bars basically. And I'm just going to start hooking up all these different pieces and stuff like that. And then like a little screen flips over and I'm going to start pressing some buttons on it.
We're going to come back to that one. And that's where we're going to leave us there. We're going to go back to the dodgeball game.
Yep.
So, Cyrus, your time, my man. Who are you throwing at?
Well,
Are we gonna take turns beaming each other?
Just back in the game, just waiting for you.
Bow, bow.
no. Throwing it at Flux. Throwing it at Pearl. Hieronymus.
Heyo.
Dodge.
Dodge.
Dodge this.
Okay.
Sorry, Hieronymus. You're unfortunately playing dodgeball now. Yeah. I hate to inform you of this. You are playing the game.
All right, so I rolled a 16.
Okay, great. And that passes your DC. So, yeah. Whoosh. Sorry, Cyrus. I don't know. How do you dodge this? Just normally, do you turn into a smaller person, or?
Yeah. Just as Cyrus is about to throw the ball at Hieronymus, Hieronymus turns into Yama and says, "No, don't throw it at me!" it just freaks Cyrus out just a little tiny bit to get the aim off.
Yama blows her whistle at you. Foul! That's a foul! I don't know much, but I know
forgot Yama was
rapping. Fuck you! Okay, great. Cyrus, we're gonna come back to where we found you last, sitting at the terminal.
Okay.
You are sitting there, and you punch in a couple things first. Takes you a minute, kind of have to remember some stuff, and then up on screen pops a request for vocal recognition.
Name Cyrus. Codename The Fury.
Dings, lets you in. You are now inside the official channels, not the back door, of the Zalarian Research Network.
Bitch.
As you scroll through and look through, first of all, The fact that your login information still works is like a little
bit upsetting.
A little bit upsetting. They should have better security, but also you're grateful that they don't have better security at this point. But you really don't see anything from your side of things that is any better than what somebody hacking in from the backside could find. So at this point, Pearl hasn't started hacking into things, but you know what Dev was trying to access, and he was accessing like actual reports and files, and you're not really getting any of that. Okay. It's kind of like the student version of Blackboard versus the teacher version of Blackboard. So you're gonna have a better luck going outside of the official channels. Okay. But you do find a collection of video logs, a bunch of different research experiments. One of them is labeled Mutation Project Subject 376. Experiment 12. Now, the recording is awful, not very good. You think someone was trying to start up logging this way and hadn't really gotten the hang of using it as a way of logging versus writing it all down. It's terribly lit, really dark. The sound is muffled. Can't really see anything really well. You can tell that there's someone on a table, and you can tell that they're in a lot of pain. And there's a figure above them making a note on a clipboard. They don't seem affected by anything. But that's it. That's the end of the video. And there's a quick search, shows you there's more videos under this project, but they're at a higher clearance level than you have.
Okay.
And that's where we end that exploration into lots of things. Love the reveal. All right, Flux, Pearl, Hieronymus, give me another dodge. Schmel is actually, Schmel is trying to hit anybody.
Nat 20.
Nat 1.
Okay,
The duality of man.
Pearl dodges so well that I'm like, whoa, and then don't dodge.
You get hit in the face by Schmel.
That one, baby.
Okay.
And then it bounces off my face and hits your face.
Quaid hits you again. So red team, you're up one. So
Wow,
could
guys.
be anybody's game.
You really dropped the ball on this one.
Up till now, I was actually doing pretty well.
Oh.
And with a foul and people getting hit left and right, Yama calls for a break. We're taking a short little break in the middle here. Everybody takes a minute, catches their breath, and Yama hands out some drinks. She's taken to experimenting with some ingredients now that she's focused on the coffee. She's developing what she calls the Yama Special. It's a flavor that's not like any other flavor you've had, but it's pretty comforting in a way you wouldn't expect. Little sweet, little spicy. Every drink you take refreshes and restores you, and after you finish the whole drink, you all are gonna feel 2d4 plus 2 better.
Wow.
Wowie.
And Yama's gonna tell you that she'll keep making you Yama specials, especially before going on any big pirating trips. So
Those are nice.
now you've got a little
Are those healing potions?
little bit of healing potions. And
Nice.
I was gonna have a fun little prop, but it didn't work out today. So everybody imagine that I have a fun little prop for that.
We
We
have
do
those
have a
exact
fun little
cups.
prop.
You know what?
It's just dead.
It's the wrong prop, unfortunately.
That's the wrong. Don't drink. Oh, don't drink.
Don't
that.
drink that. You would probably die.
I can't drink anything.
Yet.
Yet.
Look, hasn't made my mouth yet.
I need a new mouth.
Pearl, we'll decide how you can handle the health potions, but you will also get health potions
Cool.
on that. And everyone takes their breather, and then we're gonna start up round 4, baby.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, it's round 4.
We're down
Pearl,
one.
who
That's not good.
are you trying to hit?
I'm going for Schmel.
Okay.
I mean,
Alright.
he beamed both of these guys in
Yeah.
the face with one blow. I'm like, all
It
right.
was too impressive.
Well, that's a 3.
He's really good at throwing and terrible at dodging.
You know what? I feel like that's the average thing.
All strength. He's jacked as hell.
He was a bodyguard.
He's been working out. It's not working out. Not very
He's working on
dexterous,
himself.
though. So now we're back to being tied. My tally marks are getting worse in this whole system. Pearl,
Is that what those lines are?
I'm trying to keep track of who's winning.
No, I was so confused. I was like, what are these lines?
They're me doing tally marks, but now I'm shaking.
It's a tiger slowly scratching away at our board.
That's how I feel inside my brain.
The high caffeine content of the Yama special.
You know, surprisingly, I haven't had any caffeine since like 12, so it's just natural.
Withdrawal.
You're just always
Natural withdrawal. Okay, so Pearl, one morning, Cyrus walked into the kitchen to find you being incredibly suspicious, putting something down on the counter, trying to walk away. What did he find you doing?
I am not doing anything. She's gonna snatch whatever's on the counter and put it back in her stomach.
Pearl, what was that?
Nothing. It was personal. Don't ask. I have fleas. The sky's falling. She doesn't know how to lie.
How many stock responses do you have built in there?
Any ones that would work for kids.
Yeah.
Santa Claus is coming.
If it was, why are you trying to sneak around? What are you doing?
I just want you to be happy.
Okay. What exactly does that have to do with what you
She's
had?
gonna open up her tummy and a ton of trinkets are gonna start dumping out. She's just been planting trinkets all over the ship for Cyrus because she knows he loves them.
Ship and the lair and
Everywhere.
outside.
Anywhere in the toilet, anywhere that Cyrus will be, she's been like stashing them.
Oh my god.
Some are handmade, some look like it's just like junk she found on the ground. She doesn't actually know what a trinket is. She just knows that Cyrus picks up random things and it makes him happy. So she's like, okay, let's put more things.
That so that was you. That was really thoughtful.
You're not mad?
Why would I be mad?
I don't know.
No, this is thoughtful. This is kind.
I have more. And she's just like, and like in the crevices, just like dump.
Just
I hate that Pearl doesn't have a face yet.
It'll get there.
I mean, thank you. I don't really have anything to give you for this, but
That's okay. You weren't supposed to know in the first place. I stocked up for months.
and you've just been leaving them. Are the
Oh my god.
so the one that was you? Did you tie it to Trilix's
Yes.
head? Oh. And
I didn't hurt him.
no, I figured you didn't. The one that was blinking that you tied to the well, not really training room, but the room that's trained, the one.
Yes.
And
And also the one in your underwear drawer.
that one was a bit weird, but I still appreciate it
Was that too much?
a bit.
Should I put it in your shoes instead?
If you want to still hide them,
Pearl is making direct eye contact with you, picking one up and putting it in the cabinet right above where she was just putting one.
that is really thoughtful. Thank you.
I'm glad you like them. I made some. She'll pull out like one of those like paper doll things. It's
That
supposed to
is-
be you, but it just turned into a... I don't know. I'm not sure. But it's you.
I mean, it's
It's
a
like
goldish color.
like orange
Yeah.
construction paper, and she tried to make a stick figure, but a thicker one. But then it just kind of looks like a weird snowman that has legs. Like it didn't work out very well.
How are arts and crafts not programmed into Pearl?
Usually it's the kids doing it.
Well, that's
She's
true.
just like, good job, sweetie.
Good job. You've done it. I love that so much.
It's great.
I just want everyone to be happy.
Well, thank you, and I will say these have made me happy. Yes.
Good. She's clapping with all of her hands.
Look how this.
Would you like a hug?
I don't. I don't know if it's the best idea. I don't want to hurt you, but
I don't feel pain.
Oh, that's not good.
Cyrus can't say no to pearls. So.
All right. What are we rolling for? Are we rolling for
Until Pearl
strength
has
or
her
for
face, she just always
Magitech
has that kind of-
exploding?
Magitech exploding.
All right, Pearl, roll me a Constitution.
Are we literally gonna hug and I blow up?
No,
Like-
you're not gonna blow up because we're already a month in the future. I'm just curious to see what happens.
Hold on, let me see what my con.
Can
mod
Cyrus
is.
only hug at one strength and it's like full? It's like maximum crush.
Dad hug.
Max push. Nat 20.
All right, nothing
I
happened.
am fine. You give me all the hugs you want, sir.
It's a very nice hug. Surprisingly.
Cyrus definitely actually returns it, and he's actually pretty good hugger.
It's because I got all 4 of the arms, so it's like you're embraced in all the ways you need.
Maximum embrace.
That's true. Extra arms would lead to better hugs. Good
So
stuff.
That's the hot take of the day. Everybody needs more arms for better hugs.
While they're hugging, she's going to grab one of the trinkets and slide it into Cyrus's back pocket.
Good. Great. What is this trinket?
It almost looks like a Christmas ornament, but a really crude one because she also handmade it. And so it's like she tried drawing all of us. But it was like she took a blue crayon and made Flux and gave him a really angry face. And then she took a purple one and just kind of made a blob for Hieronymus because he can be anything. So she's like, well, I don't know what to do about that. And then Cyrus is like so much bigger than everyone else. Like he's taking up most of the ornament. And then Pearl just has a little happy face like on the side.
And a giant cowboy hat.
Yeah, the biggest one. Where did she find crayons? I don't know. It's probably one of your trinkets now.
You also have crayons now.
Congrats on the crayons.
One of those little boxes of 4 you get at the restaurants.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's where last time you stopped at a restaurant.
Yeah, we went to Applebee's.
And surprisingly, the hostess was a bunch of bees.
Oh, that's why they call it that.
So they call it that.
And they only serve apples.
Only apples, only by bees.
Only by bees.
You know, I really don't understand why people really like this place.
You would do so much shit with apples.
Yeah. But
And
only,
bees.
Only apples and bees. That's very
The bees
very
serve the
limited.
apples, so it's very specific. You're not eating the bees. Why am I encouraging this? I need to
Anyways.
stop. All right, we're coming back to the dodgeball game. So, Hieronymus, who are you throwing at?
Well, I guess Hieronymus is going to throw it at Schmel, but at the last second he's going to throw it with a little bit of English on it so that it curves away and tries to hit who's the guy that keeps dodging everything?
Goose has gotten the least, I think.
Goose.
Okay, all right.
Giving him
That
a false
guy.
sense of
That guy.
security.
Yeah, he's gotten hit once. Everybody's gotten hit at least once. He does dodge it.
Wow.
Dang.
Does a cool dodge. I think because you tried to fake him out, it doesn't go quite as fast. So it just like whoosh. He kind of does like a cool dodge, and then he dabs.
Just shoot him.
You don't know what this means. Doesn't mean anything in this world. Oh man. Okay, so Hieronymus, we're gonna go back to something that has already happened a little bit. Right after your very good initial first prank to Yama of being Flux.
Oh, no.
You walk out the door, very proud of yourself, kind of start transforming yourself back, and you run smack dab into Pearl.
Oh, hey there, Pearl.
Hi, Hieronymus. What are you doing?
I was just, just doing stuff, just kind of nothing much.
Are you harassing Flux again?
Yeah?
Doesn't even try to hide it.
Damn it.
I can respect that. Hieronymus, do you hate Flux?
Hate Flux? No, of course I don't hate Flux.
Why are you so mean to him?
Hieronymus looks around and kind of motions Pearl over to an area where they're not going to be overheard and says, all right, look, can you promise me that you're not going to repeat what I'm about to say here?
I promise.
Okay.
No facial expressions.
Yeah, you don't know she's
Yeah,
lying.
Yeah, I can't read that. Do you remember when we first met Flux and he told us about how every group he's ever been in, everybody died?
Yes.
Do you remember how remorseful he sounded about that?
Yes.
How remorseful was that?
Very.
No.
I think Flux is a good person, and he does regret it inside.
But externally, he showed literally no remorse.
I think he doesn't know how to.
That is possible. I am concerned about Flux, that perhaps he has difficulty forming attachments to other people. When one of his devices explodes, what does he do? He says, oh, I'll just make another one. If one of his friends explodes, it seems that his past practice has been to just say, well, I'll make another friend.
I suppose you're right.
So, in my previous line of work, I had to do a lot of psychology, right? Reading people, knowing how people think, understanding how to make people do what I want them to do. It's not something I'm super proud of, but it's a skill that I picked up over the years. I think Flux is a good kid. Don't get me wrong. He's smart as a whip, and I like him a lot. But I don't trust him. Not that I think he's a bad guy who would sell us out. I don't know that he has the capacity to be trustworthy yet. I don't think that he has the capacity to form bonds with other people. And if push came to shove, I worry that he might just say, well, they were nice friends while they lasted, but I'll just go build some more friends. So when I'm being a dick to Flux, all right, I'm trying to elicit some kind of emotional response out of him other than just nonchalance, other than just,
I hadn't thought of that.
Furthermore, I also kind of figure if he is a little bit of a sociopath, which is still a little bit in the air there, I would much rather that he directs his antipathy towards me rather than towards you or towards Cyrus or towards Yama or towards Schmel or towards the Rock Crew.
Why would you want that?
Because let's just say that if a bad thing happens to somebody on this crew, it's probably best that it happens to somebody who maybe has done stuff in the past that deserves it. So, but that's beside the point here. The point is that I just walked in there and I pretended to be I pretended to be Flux, and I told Yama, I said, hey, why don't you come by and help me out in the workshop later on? Maybe hang out a little bit, we can chit-chat.
Oh,
That's gonna drive him nuts.
He's going to hate that, yes.
But you know what he did? You know what he's not gonna do? Because I've already pulled this on him a couple times. He's not being mean to Yama.
Really?
He's not hurting Yama's feelings directly. He's not saying, what are you doing? Get the fuck out of here. He's not doing that. So I think that what I'm doing is maybe working a little bit.
You're much smarter than I would have thought.
Eh. It's a skill you pick up. That's all. Anyways, this is our secret, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Pearl. It's been nice chatting with you.
Can you teach me to be smart?
Well, you're very smart.
Am I?
Are you kidding me? You are one of the smarter people in this crew.
I'm not that kind of smart.
You got a different kind of smart. You got the smart that comes from the heart.
It's my turn now, brilliant.
Rob is gonna do that to at least one of us for a session.
I don't have a heart.
Oh, you got the heart that counts. Just think on that. Meditate on that. You'll know what I mean eventually.
Is this the first lesson?
Sure, that's what it is. It's the first lesson.
Okay, and Pearl will like scamper off.
I've got homework now. I'm excited.
Yeah, I know what this is.
Okay.
Man, y'all got me fucked up today.
Welcome to Health Hits Experience. We're all a bunch of weirdos.
Yes, correct.
Okay, back to dodgeball. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. Flux, who are you throwing at?
So Goose just dodged.
Yes.
And Schmel has a broken nose. I probably don't want to.
He's trying. Smells
Bless
trying his
so
best.
much. He's got blue blood dripping down his face.
This is a much more aggressive game of dodgeball than I think it should have been.
Who looks the most injured and who looks the least injured?
Schmel is the most injured. How many times have you been hit?
Only once.
Only once. I think between Goose and Cyrus, they look the least.
Schmel's got blood in his eyes. He can't see to dodge. Shoot at Schmel.
You got.
I thought we weren't taking pot shots.
Do I get advantage because you're just using the help action?
There's no. I mean, it's not a roll to hit. Who are you trying to hit?
I'm gonna go for Cyrus.
Okay.
Because
All
I
right.
don't want to.
Yeah. I mean, we're not
working.
taking hit.
Yeah.
Oh, I only have one more left. I'm using my. No.
Oh.
The force doesn't work today.
I got a 10, but my dodge would have been a 9, so I actually dodged it.
Nice. Hell yeah. All right. Cool.
Aim for the leg. No.
Aw.
No, I'm not doing that.
So
That's why it needs fixed.
I keep trying to hit it. So you dodge.
Yes.
We do a cool dodge. Cyrus, what does the dodgers look like?
He catches the ball.
Oh, great.
Yeah, he's
Now-
literally like deadpan staring, catching
Every
the ball
time, you
again.
just like,
It's so good. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
Flex is just in disbelief. He's like, what the fuck? I threw that so fast.
he wasn't even looking. He's just like, what?
Flux, we're gonna pick off where we left off. You standing in the what did we say? The cybernetic integration
The cybernetic integration system.
And it's scanning around you. It's picking out parts that it can take and kind of, doing all kinds of science to it.
It's a bunch of science.
Science and magic. And then it's scanning, and there's the scan lines going over you, and a little screen pops up in front of you that you now have access to things.
377. Make sure that nobody comes in for a little bit. Go guard the door. All right. Give me a diagnosis. I'm going to need vitals, anomalies, everything, the whole package. Fill up a full diagram.
In front of you comes up, and then whatever voice you've programmed into the
Probably
machine.
just a pleasant, neutral voice.
Neutral
Just one of
voice.
those like, hello, welcome.
Don't know if I have a neutral voice, but I'm going to give it my best shot. So it reads off everything that you see. You see slightly more detailed diagrams than what it reads off, but it's giving you the basics. Reads off body temperature, 101. Pulse, 100 BPM. Respiration, 5. Blood pressure, 140/90. Blood magic level, 30%. Blood toxicity, 26%. Spine compatibility, 50%. Spine lifespan, unknown. Heart compatibility, 97%. Heart lifespan, 1.13 years. Right arm compatibility, 99%. Right arm lifespan, 10.2 years.
Shit. How high up does that blood magic level have to get before it becomes toxic?
Blood magic level, maximum amount, 50%.
Shit. Alright. He's gonna sort of like begin to flip through a bunch of the different screen things. He's like looking over the diagram and he's like making sure that there's not other things wildly out of place.
Yeah. I mean, your spine is installed correctly.
I did the best I could, okay?
Pearl did an excellent job. A lot of it is because it was a prototype. A lot of it was because the magic that was supposed to integrate into your entire cybernetics and organic system had to heal the hole in your chest.
Yep. Right.
Which, by the way, you now have a glowing scar in the
Yep.
center of your chest.
Same color as my eyes now.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, your eyes are still glowing.
Whew. Okay. I know there's an unknown. Can you give me a ballpark estimate for spine survivability? I need like a week and a half.
The machine, I don't necessarily know how the machine like hooks in, but hooks in a way you're strapped in so you can't move, and so it's pulling it a little. It's not like removing it from your body, but enough to like be able to send pulses through so that it can diagnose and get that magic through it, and pushes it back into your body, and you feel a little better now. First of all, that was like a chiropractic adjustment. Like, oh, that's nice. And on the screen, it doesn't even read it off because the numbers keep changing.
Yeah.
And it eventually lands on magic crystal integration system recalibration needed.
Right. Okay. All right. Power down. I think that's enough for tonight. God, I'm tired. I'm gonna go sleep.
So we get from this, things are interesting. And so you've spent the entire month fixing all of this. Yeah. Which, as the time of the dodgeball game, is fixed.
Yep.
But what did it take for it to be to that point?
Lots of time spent in the lab, as I was mentioning with you guys. There was a lot of stability stuff necessary, or else the whole thing would have just collapsed, and that would have been really bad. It took a lot of magic filtration system installation because the prototype spine I have is really good. It just has way too much excess. So everything else is pretty much stable. The blood magic level is not. That one is still a lot higher than it should be.
Shouldn't be up at all.
Yeah, the eyes are still glowing that same shade, even though everything else is pretty normal.
Cool. All right. This is my last one. You saw me wind up.
That was just Cyrus.
You saw me wind up, my dude, my man. Oh, back in the dodgeball game. All right. Good Lord, Cyrus.
I was reenacting Cyrus.
Yeah, who are you
that was the
throwing
last
at?
time Pearl beamed him.
Yeah, who are you?
Going back to Pearl.
Boom.
That's so far off.
Wow.
Okay, all right.
At least I didn't have to dodge that
Force
one.
my hand. I'm opening up the next package.
Oh no.
God.
Cyrus, all right, you're throwing at Pearl. Pearl, roll me our dodgeball decks.
That is a 22.
Great. It just goes like that. Just
Exactly.
perfect.
Like, whoop. You were just so thrown off by being hit in the face. You're like,
So, Cyrus, this is not the first time you and the crew have utilized this back court of this lair. At several points during the last month, you've started running drills. One of these drills was slightly more memorable than the rest, which is why we're visiting this. How did you get crew members to show up, first of all? That's the first question, because I need to know who's here, because that's going to determine some other things.
Cyrus doesn't just announce it like he did last time because
that didn't go well.
that didn't go well. He's gonna go to each one individual and be like,
Okay.
we're
You
doing drills.
go to the people in the room, and then I'll tell you what the NPCs do.
Pearl first is like, Pearl, I was thinking, I think it would be a good idea if we're going to stay a crew to practice drills and actually practice to work as a team,
Like what?
like battle drills.
You want us to fight each other?
Well, a little bit more in a controlled environment, as compared to the only time we fight is out on a field against people who will try to kill us.
I suppose we aren't that great at fighting.
I'm not going to make any comments on that, but I do think we could improve.
Okay.
Pearl's in. Great. Pearl, you're in for every other drill.
Great.
Great. Who are you going to next?
Going to go to Hieronymus next.
Okay. Great.
Hey, Hieronymus, would getting everyone together to do drills just to practice working as a team, would you mind joining as well?
I'm more of a hammer or a wrench guy.
I mean, we still do get into fights and
Oh,
stuff.
oh, you mean
Yeah.
like combat drills?
Yes.
Trying to give a straight face. Damn it.
Yeah, just
Yeah, no, of course, that's a good idea. Absolutely.
okay, cool.
Sure.
We're going down in the main area. You'll see Pearl's going to.
Good, good, good.
Hieronymus is in for
Cool.
the rest of the month. Cool.
Going to Flex.
Go to Flex.
next.
Save the hardest for last.
Knocking on the door. Flux.
What? Give me a minute. Just like pushes a bunch of stuff into some drawers.
Don't look at this.
Yeah, come in.
Comes in as like, I think the team would do well doing drills and, practicing battle strategies and stuff like that. And I would prefer you join.
Right. I mean, I got a lot of
I would
things
really
to-
prefer you join. You got
How-
stabbed the last time.
Right. That wasn't during the battle, though.
Yeah, but it was because you did wander off on your own.
Look, I got a lot of things I need to get done before we get going. Like, a lot of things. Like, I'm working on a face for Pearl. I'm working on a bunch of new types of weapons and such like that. And I just... How long is this gonna take?
I think maybe an hour at most. We don't want to start out too much, but I do think at least those of us who are going out regularly should go and try to learn how to work as a team.
How many of these are you gonna have us do?
That remains to be seen.
Look, if I start going out there and I start feeling like I'm hurting because my back's still getting better, then I'm not staying out there.
That is fair, but I think we should at least start and at least try.
Yeah, right. I have some new stuff I want to test out anyways.
Fantastic.
Cool. Flux is in for the rest of the month. Who do you ask as far as the rest of the crew goes? At this point, we don't have Mulbo, but we do have Frax Goose, Quaid, Schmel, Yama.
Everyone.
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 Okay.
Including Yama.
Including Yama. Yeah, everyone's in. I don't think it's gonna go well, but they're all
Probably
in.
not.
Yama could use some training.
She's gonna try her best.
Yama could use the training. The Rock Squad blew up a gun that was non-functional. These individuals have a concerning amount of lack of training. So
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
to Cyrus, that's like not okay.
Probably Schmel is the one that has the most training. So this drill we're running is not the first drill. So this happens after, way after. You're feeling better during this particular drill. What are the drills? What do you just read them off for me? What these drills are?
So I mean, they're the individual drills, which are the basic, just different striking poses, lunging. There are the group poses, the groups, which are just dodging, parrying, learning how to read, just getting more mobile and at the same time being able to hit better.
So I'm gonna say what we're doing during this drill specifically is lunges, long range shooting, close range shooting, slashing, using random objects as weapons, and then group dodging, group covering, group parrying. That's what we're doing in this particular drill.
That's a lot of things.
It's a
That's a lot of
things.
things in one drill.
It's a lot of things in one drill. I need everybody to roll me athletics or acrobatics.
Okay.
Oh boy. 13.
13.
I got 8.
Oh no. Pearl, you tap out pretty early on.
Rob, what'd you get?
30-20 for Cyrus.
Of course.
That makes sense.
That looks like Hieronymus rolled a 1.
Oh no!
This makes sense. We are not naturally built for combat.
Pearl's a nanny droid. She doesn't know what the hell any of this
This is why Cyrus wanted to do this.
Okay, great.
To make us all look stupid and sad.
In acrobatics.
Wow, that's
Okay,
really
I need to go over what happens here. Hieronymus, I think either you get real injured or fake injured and you just leave. I think at some point, right?
God.
Whatever it is, you're like, I'm done. You're out. Pearl, you roll an 8, so again, you're trying, and then you kind of you reach a limit of your actual physical capacity of whatever.
Do I just shut down, drop like a rock?
You're overloading your system and you're done. So now Pearl's on the ground. You got a 13.
13.
Okay, you do okay. There's potential for you to get better. Especially considering that you were very injured recently, you're doing great, but you're, in the drills, you're doing okay. Cyrus, in your own drills, you're doing very good. So tell me, with your dirty 20, which of the activities you do the best at?
The best of the activities, probably the best he's doing is the improvised weapons.
Cool.
Yep.
To the point that he's trying to show the others is this isn't a bottle. This is a shank.
Flex is just there's a reason we make these things, though. Why would I want to use that when I could use a gun?
Definitely been to prison.
You aren't always going to be in a situation where you can make them.
Then I have failed as an engineer.
Sometimes you're going to have to use just what you have on you and what's in the area. That is how it works sometimes.
I hate that.
It's not great, but that is how things go sometimes.
Cyrus, add to your character sheet that you have proficiency with improvised weapons. I'll give you another one. Give me another one. Slashing, close range shooting, long range shooting, lunges.
Let's do close range shooting.
Close range shooting, you can gain the archery fighting style. +2 bonus to attack rolls you make with a ranged weapon.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Dang, I could have used that.
You rolled something
Too bad we
higher
didn't
than
roll better.
13.
That's why we're getting
This is why we're getting. All right,
drills.
out of curiosity, I'm gonna roll. See what. Someone pick a character.
Yama.
2. Great. She does bad.
Schmel.
13.
Oh, okay.
Does as well as you.
Okay, great.
All right. Rock Squad. 18. Rock Squad does great.
Wow.
Rock
I
Squad.
have more questions on the Rock Squad's
The Rock Squad
backstory
does
now.
great.
They're all flexing and shit.
They're really good at group dodging. Together, the three of them. Apparently, they've worked together for a while. All right.
I think this basic training here was rigged in favor of all the really big, strong people.
The point is we all get better. Not just the big strong people. There are a lot of things here that you all can do, like long range shooting. Or slashing.
Oh, this is a bunch of crap. We should play dodgeball.
I don't think
dodgeball?
I'm fast enough for dodgeball.
All right, let's go back to the present. Blue team.
God.
Flux, Pearl, Hieronymus. Roll me your dodging.
Natural 20.
6.
Yes. So that is, I assume you get hit.
Ooh.
Hieronymus.
Not 20.
Oh, okay.
Fuck?
What is happening? Great. Okay, so red team gets 1, so you're up 1.
Great.
Great. We're trying.
What is
God,
happening?
These tallies are so bad. I'm so sorry for anybody that's to look at them.
Well, too late now. They're already there.
They're already there, and I'm not going to try to fix it. So, I'm going to tell you all this as a fun fact. Right after we employed Mulbo, they took to your kitchen. They had a grand old time, and you started getting some better meals out. You get some well-seasoned dishes, unburnt yogurt, things that are part of your daily routine. But Mulbo would constantly tell you, there's something missing, but I don't know quite what it is. But the food is far more edible than Yama's cooking or Pearl's sustenance bars. So the mutual agreement continues. They keep making new meals, you keep eating them. All right, Yama blows her whistle, and round 5 begins.
Oh boy.
Pearl.
Oh god. Oh fuck. Nope. 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 No. Oh, it's gone.
Okay, great.
We're good.
Throw him.
I have a second one now.
Great.
We have the advantage.
Oh no.
All right, Pearl, who are you throwing at?
I think I'm gonna try and hit Goose.
Okay.
Goose.
He hasn't been hit enough.
He hasn't hit enough, apparently. Well, he got a 14, so he dodges.
Damn it, Goose.
He does pretty good. So, Pearl, you've been spending a lot of time this past month trying to figure out who you are, what you should do, what you should wear, all these things. You're on a self-discovery journey. But you are listening to your internal programming, which tells you to clean, fix, take care, right? And this is where we find ourselves now, in the medical bay on the scimitar, smearing ointment on a post-drill Cyrus.
Poor guy skinned his knee.
Cyrus, what is this injury?
Cyrus would have been impaled.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry?
Again, like, this is the second time this month that somebody's been impaled.
Cyrus would have been impaled, was during lunges, and he did actually try to hide it from everyone too once it happened.
Where did you get impaled? What happened?
Was it Yama?
It was Yama.
It was Yama.
Okay, that makes sense.
Another cooking lesson gone wrong.
No, she's trying to do drills. She's
trying to
She's
do
trying.
drills, but she got way too close to someone else. So Cyrus did rage and step between them and got impaled because of it.
Whoops.
Yep.
Impaled with what?
What are we lunging with? Sharp weapons.
Would probably have been a sword that if someone did not let her borrow had lying around.
Okay. Because I was like, I can't imagine for these drills that Cyrus would have given us all real weapons to hurt each other with.
He would have.
Oh, great.
We have to be ready for real combat.
You gotta start now.
Cyrus is the dad that throws you in the deep end of the pool.
Very much so.
And here, take this anvil. Toughen you up.
Don't be a baby.
Oh, no.
That's where
sorry.
we find ourselves now.
Pearl is trying so hard to help our dear Cyrus. here, but her medical knowledge goes about as far as scraped knees and
Blown up spines.
blown up spines now, apparently.
You got an external instruction manual for that one.
Right. And she's just like, how?
This, calm down. This is not the first time I've been impaled. It is
I would
okay.
prefer it if you never got impaled.
I mean, I would also prefer that, but to be fair, I do tend to keep the weapons that they impale me with, so, I have collected a few over my time.
How many times have you been impaled?
A lot.
What the fuck, Cyrus?
You gotta have a tank.
Doesn't it hurt?
I mean, yeah, it hurts. Oh, you don't feel pain. You see, the nice part about having too much magic is it does tend to heal you incredibly quickly. So it doesn't really affect me like it does others. At least not for as long as I've been a soldier.
You're a soldier?
Well, I was. Of sorts.
For what?
For the Zolarians.
Did you tell us this?
When you were magnet drunk.
Well, I did, but you may not remember. I did kind of try to make sure none of you would remember.
Then why are you telling me now?
I don't want you to panic.
Oh, I'm panicking. You just can't see it.
I figured this. It is all right. I won't die from being impaled, or it would take a lot more than just being impaled to kill me.
And she's like, the weapon's probably still in you.
Yeah, like, sorry, I shouldn't have removed it. He's just.
She's like, did you want to keep this one?
I don't want to give it back to Yama, to be perfectly honest.
If I take it out, will you be okay?
I mean, I'll survive, yes.
I think there's a difference between surviving and being okay.
I mean, once you take it out, you might want to take a step back, but I will be okay.
Don't look at me.
Flux isn't even here.
Pearl's just gonna be like just kind of slowly at first, like make sure he's okay.
Fast. Don't just.
I've never had to pull a weapon out of someone before. I'm panicking.
Pull it out all at once.
Mid-sentence, just
And pretty much as soon as you pull it out, his eyes were glowing during this. And within a few moments, that glow goes away, but the wound does glow and then heal.
Team
with the
glowy
golden light.
eyes.
Yeah. Team glowy eyes.
Pearl's gonna. Where did you get impaled? Was it like through your chest as well, or?
I mean, depending on how tall is Yama. It would depend how tall Yama is.
Good question.
4'2".
That's what I was thinking.
Is Yama
Let's-
tiny?
little
Is Yama
baby.
tall?
Let me do this, Cyrus.
Oh boy.
Let me do this.
She's pulling out the body part dice.
I can't do that one because you don't have any legs. Left arm.
One leg.
Okay.
So
Cyrus
you
doesn't have
got
any
you got
legs.
stabbed through the arm.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Impressive.
Yeah, because I mean, like a blocking
Yeah.
situation.
Once the glowiness is done, Pearl's going to grab your sleeve and just kind of like,
And he's like gonna try to roll it down real fast. Like, nope.
what?
Nope.
Where'd it go?
It healed.
You can do that? Can all species do that?
No.
You and Flux both did that. You might be lying to me.
Flux did that?
Yes.
Huh. I mean, I don't think that the reason I could do that is the same reason he could.
I feel like you won't tell me why you can do that.
What did I say?
What do the dice say?
Dice say I would!
Then do it!
Fuck. Okay. And Cyrus is gonna like pull apart his shirt and he's going to open it up and he has an emitter on his chest and it's pretty damn beaten up. Like it has several blast marks, several things. He's like, this is why I can. That's it. It's to make sure that, well, it's to make sure that I don't explode.
I don't understand. Do beings explode?
No, usually no. But he just takes it off and I was just like done.
I don't like that. Don't take that.
Like no. He pulls it off and it shows underneath it like there's just
Like takes the top
take
of
the
it.
top of it off.
There's like a cover on top.
I'm just gonna upload
Yes!
the
So is it like a
file.
mechanical thing?
So, do you mind?
Go for it.
Okay, so the what we've been talking about, kind of the equivalent of the emitter being is like an insulin pump. So there's a part of it that's like already in, and then there's a part that like attaches right on top, and so it's regulating like surges of magic. And so
We're
if
talking
it-
like some Tony Stark shit.
yeah, a little bit,
Okay,
yeah,
arc reactor.
yeah,
Cool.
a little bit.
There you go if you want
yeah.
to see what it looks like.
Yeah. So that is kind of what Cyrus is showing you here. So there's a top, there's an inside, there's some glowy bits, and that's a fun little moment that we have.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take us back to the dodgeball game.
Go for it.
So back to the dodgeball game. If I have dodgeballs, you'll have to start using them. Hieronymus, who are you throwing a dodgeball at? There's so
He's
many.
been hiding one.
There's so many.
I don't know where it went.
There's so many ping pong balls. Okay.
I throw it at Britty.
Yeah.
Breaks through the fourth wall.
I'm here now, and I stand like this on the field.
And then immediately get hit by a dodgeball.
That would be real life. All right, Hieronymus, who are you throwing at?
Oh man, we got to go for Mr. Dodgy Pants over there.
Goose again?
Goose.
All right. His DC is 11, and he just rolled a nat, so his luck ran out, and right in the, I don't know, the stomach.
Noggin?
The stomach.
Hit him right in the rock bits.
Yeah, right in the rock bits. Oh, man. Hieronymus, one day the fax machine on Bessie turns back on, and it's a written note from Grigelli for you specifically, because Grigelli is your contact here.
Yes.
She is giving you a brief update on a very old job. She just wanted to kind of like pass some information along. Ages ago, she sent you out to con Daphnia Yetton, a very powerful Zalarian, out of what was you were assumed to be taking the latest, newest technological advancement from Daphnia. You never really found out who hired you, but through a series of misfortunes, you found out that Daphnia was secretly keeping a corruptor in their home. So you found this out because there was a Pandora's box situation. The corruptor got out and destroyed several Zalarian bases before it was caught, contained, put in a box, and shipped away.
And that's why I got rid of ours.
And Grigelli writes that one of her contacts reports that Daphnia has been kept in a Zalarian prison on the outskirts of the Scalding Moon Aziril in the Monopus system after having to admitted to harboring an illegal spirit. So you get this printout. I don't assume anybody else sees it, but now you have a little update on an old con.
It's like we got some prison breaking stuff to do.
I mean, I don't know how we feel about Daphnia, but
Oh, I'm talking more about the plasma fangs.
That thing we have in the sign, we're like, we'll get to it.
yeah.
Potentially.
Maybe they're in the same prison. And,
That would be convenient.
That would be convenient.
Maybe. All right. Oh, before I forget again, and I don't get a actual physical phone call from Colorado, because everybody did drills, if you haven't already, you get an athletics proficiency. So check that off on your sheet.
You're making flux exercise?
I am.
Cannot believe you.
You need PT, my dude.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
I'm very right.
It's important.
You're very right.
I'm very right. All right, that's Hieronymus' turn unless you want to do anything else with that fun information that you've received.
I think that Hieronymus will store that away, and if we find a little bit of he'll try to do a little bit of reaching out to some of his contacts to see if he can find out like where this person is being held and that kind of stuff. So we can chat about that
Great.
off camera and plan a job.
Yeah, we can plan a job. Flux. Who you throwing at?
Cyrus is too good. I feel like we need to take him out.
All right, throw it at Cyrus.
That's a 9. So I matched what mine would have been.
Because you have a +1 to Dex saves?
-1. So DC would be 9. Meets it beats. So, just barely. You get a little grazed.
Okay.
Yama says it's not a point.
Like it hits him, but he catches it from behind.
Yama calls it not a point.
I don't know if I agree with that, really.
Well, if you want the whistle, then you gotta be over here.
I didn't get a choice in the matter. I walked in, you already had it.
I did. It's my whistle.
We don't.
Why
No
do you have
offense,
a
but we
whistle
do not
anyway?
want Yama.
You don't.
His activities
you always gotta have everything in your purse.
She has a bag of holding.
That would be great. I don't know where she would have got that. Flux.
Whoa.
The day after, y'all decided to get footage of the destroyed Plasma Fang lair and send out an anonymous broadcast. That day you had made a disk backup of Otto. So you're holding in your hand a floppy disk because I want a floppy disk canonically in this game. So you have in your hand a backup of Otto, a weightless intellect support pilot, seemingly a simple navigation system. And out of curiosity, you go to download the backup into a shell that you had lying around. I'm sure you have plenty of, everything.
Not like I want another auto, but, in case the first one breaks, I guess. Put it in.
And when you put it in, you get this message. And I don't know if everybody can see that. I don't know how easy that is to read, but it's a lot of code. It's a ton of code. And the
It says no.
Oh wait, we can't see it?
I can see it.
I can see
Okay,
it.
great. First thing it says, the first 2 lines say, connection return, code 754, connection to presence energy system lost.
That's all right. That's the. I'm just gonna sort of pop open this thing again, look inside the little orb I have.
Yeah.
But I already have a. I'm gonna start typing some stuff into the computer. Presence energy system. Do I know what that is?
Roll me history? Yeah, we'll say history.
Nope.
Nope.
Roll natural 3, so that's like a 7.
It's a good thing for you to explore. What is this?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. I'm gonna go find Otto.
Okay, you go find Otto. Otto is. Have we put Otto? Where is Otto, by the way? Because Otto has 3 ships that the dock could be on.
Yeah, he has a little charging dock that he sits on. I imagine it's in the base right now, right? Because
I don't know if the base.
Why would we put him in the base?
Yeah, the base.
I don't know. I think he wants to buzz around. I don't know.
I think the base is only compatible with like ship integration. It's like a what's the word I'm looking for? Cigarette lighter. Those are only in cars.
He's
Why could I not think of that? Because I don't smoke cigarettes, I guess.
He's probably on Olbesi, I imagine.
Okay, so you've put the dock back on Olbesi.
Because you wouldn't let him fly like a real ship.
No.
Great, so Otto's just charging on Olbesi.
I'm just gonna sort of go up to him, see if he's on.
He's like sleeping like a cat.
Pick him up.
Just the whole base.
Yeah, I'm grabbing everything.
Yeah, cool. You grab everything.
Hi, Otto. We're gonna be doing some diagnostics. Come with me. I'm gonna start going back to my lab.
Break on.
Great. You go back to the lab.
I'm gonna. I feel bad saying it almost because I like him. I'm gonna start opening him up. I need to see how he works.
Okay. Roll investigation.
All right, let me make sure I'm getting the right modifier here. 10.
Great. There are several layers of the housing, and you kind of break through like a panel in the first one, and it doesn't really give you much information, and the rest of it seems to be tools you don't have to like open. Like it's too small of a.
Those proprietary
Yeah,
bits.
yeah.
Seems like Otto's probably a custom model.
I mean, Walgar had told you that he had a bunch of them and just gave you one. And I don't remember if you saw that in the stacks or not. But do you want to plug them in?
Yeah, I'll see if I can get any different readings on the computer.
Cool. So you plug it in. You Auto kind of powers down again because it's like being read. And
If you turn Otto into Ultron, we are going to be so pissed.
so mad.
I wasn't going to, but now that you said it.
No. And you get a code readout that looks a little something like this.
Whoa. That's a lot more information that I cannot read. Oh boy.
And if you look closely,
Tech support side of me is just like dying.
yes, I know, but I
Painful.
need you to notice something, and I need you to notice something.
I can't
yeah,
zoom it in.
If you notice a little closer, and I can send this to.
Yeah,
the,
I don't believe I have
Open
a
it in a
good
tab.
angle on
Yeah,
it.
let me get you a better.
Whoa.
Actually, I don't know
My
if I can
roll
get
20
you.
just closed.
No. I will explain to you what you see. You see
What the fuck?
a shape appear in the code. It's code should be straight lines of code.
That's not how that works.
And you see a form, a figure. Just a small one, just a little guy.
Huh. I'm gonna look at Otto and look at the screen and look at Otto. Buddy, you do not work the way you're supposed to.
Otto's not on at the moment. You're downloading it.
No, I know. This
Okay.
is just sort of. Oh. I'm going to poke and prod and see if I can figure out why why does it look wrong?
Yeah.
Why is Otto glitched?
I will give you advantage if you want to roll investigation again.
See if I can't actually roll anything
In
decent.
character
Oh,
knowledge versus out
finally.
of character knowledge.
25.
Woo boy! Great. You watch the code. You start to try to read it, and then you realize that you're watching it, and the form inside moves. And with your understanding of how coding is, and your understanding of what should be a very simple machine, Otto is a being inside a tech shell.
Never seen code think before. That's real weird. I don't know how to feel about this. I'm gonna call Pearl.
Pearl?
Bro, can you believe this machine over here is actually thinking? Have you ever heard of such a thing?
What a weird thing! Pearl,
I'm gonna go find wherever she is. I don't know where she is, but I'm gonna go find her.
where are you?
Trying on more clothes.
Excellent. In the costume closet.
Yes.
I'm just like looking everywhere. Cannot find you.
It's currently a clown outfit.
Flex is gonna walk in and go, nope. Wow.
Is it bad?
You could
Does
lose the
Flex
nose
not like
part.
clowns?
Oh.
Also, everything else. You should. That's
Oh.
not. It's not a good.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I kind of feel bad now. This close thing. It's really interesting that you're trying things on now.
Well, if I'm going to have feelings, I don't know what constitutes as being a being, but beings need to wear clothes. Yes?
About that. Some do and some don't. And that's actually why, well, the clothes, that's not relevant.
Am
I
I naked?
Flux just kind of like averts his eyes.
Is this inappropriate? I can't tell.
I didn't think about it before.
I short-circuited Flux.
You know, I can come back later. If you're busy right now.
You could help me pick better clothes.
This closet has terrible clothes, Pearl.
Does it?
Yes, they all come from different fashions from around the universe, and none of them are correct.
What is correct?
It doesn't look. I mean, you can see how we're all dressed. We all have.
You all dress differently.
Well, yeah, but we have.
And you wear the same clothes every day.
I do not. I just wear the scarf. I have a bunch of different coats that look very similar.
So what's correct?
Well, I mean, you know, we kind of have this whole like thing going on that's sort of like against the usual culture. So we're wearing like long, dark coats and stuff that like trinkets and things that make us look more rough around the edges, like pirates do.
I want to be pretty.
Right. Okay, that's different. We can probably work that out. I was working on making an outfit thing. But that's not why I'm here right now. Wow. Oh, I'm really distracted. I need you to come with me to my lab now.
Whoa.
Oh. Okay.
Let's go.
Is it urgent?
Yes.
Okay, she's gonna grab the clown nose, put it on, and go.
No, what? Okay.
All right, we're back.
The funny thing is that she doesn't have a nose, so she has to glue it.
Double-sided tape.
Yeah, just
Suction cup.
All right, cool. We're back in the lab. What are we doing?
Pearl, I need you to, I'm gonna have to hook you up to my computer. Is that all right?
What for?
I need to compare some lines of code.
Oh.
I'm gonna look over at Otto, who's like sitting on the dock all hooked up already.
Hi, Otto. And Pearl will go over and like
He's
bonk
not-
her forehead to him.
He's not on right now.
Why isn't he on?
I was doing some diagnostic. I tried to make a copy of him so we could have a backup one in case the first one explodes for whatever reason. And I couldn't.
What do you mean a copy? Why would you want a different Otto?
Like I said, if the first one gets damaged or
But
explodes or something.
Otto, you can't just replace people.
Robots like Otto are supposed to be mass-produced. Robots like you were mass-produced. There's a lot of...
Does that make me replaceable too?
No, you're
Then
different.
why is Otto?
In case something happens to him, I want to have another one. I think that's fair, right? I mean, if he's lost, if he gets thrown into a star, would you rather just have nothing, or would you rather have a different version that's probably pretty similar?
I'd rather have nothing. If you died, I wouldn't want another you. I'd want you.
Well, I can't make a backup of me.
And you can't make one of Otto. Or me.
Well, that's not why I have you here right now. That's not the important part. The important part is that I was looking at his code because I wanted to know how he worked, because I was curious, because something didn't add up. And he doesn't work like other robots I've seen. So I wanted to see what your coding is like, to see if it's anything similar, because I didn't really think to look at the actual software part. I was more looking at the hardware.
Pearl would kind of like be quiet for a minute, and she would look down. And I know you don't know this, but she's thinking about the whole sociopath thing that Hieronymus mentioned.
Little seed planted.
And Pearl would look back up at Flux, and this will be the second time you've heard emotion in her voice. And she would say, I just don't know if your interest in me is because you'd like to know me, or if it's just for your own needs. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not okay with that.
You don't have to be here, it's fine. I'll keep doing my own research. Thanks anyways.
She'd leave.
End scene.
Drama.
Let's jump back into the dodgeball game. Here.
Hard shift.
Real hard shift. Unfortunately, because we are at a very specific point. Cyrus, you and I are gonna have a little talk afterwards. But in the meantime, who are you throwing it at?
I'm gonna throw it at Vrax.
Okay, great. Rax has not gotten any hits.
Yeah.
The one rock on your team.
Oh, I forgot we had one on our
You have
team.
one on our team. He's just been standing in the back like, if nobody notices
He's
me, I won't
blending in
get
with
hit.
stone.
I won't get hit. He does get hit though. Rolls pretty bad. So that's a point for red team, and then Pearl, Hieronymus, Flux, roll me one more time for even Stevens.
7.
14.
Okay, you're fine. You're wrong.
You're wrong.
15.
15. All right. So, all right. Cyrus, your team is winning and has won. Is where we're at with the end of this dodgeball game.
That was a turn.
It was a
Yeah, right?
It was a
Jeez.
close game until right near the end. As we're wrapping up, the one day, the phone rings. Who's picking it up?
I mean, where is our phone?
Your phone. There's an outside phone. It's near the terminal.
Is
It's
it-
just near the dodgeball cart.
Oh, okay.
Does it ring while we're playing dodgeball?
As you're wrapping up, everybody's good
okay.
gaming each other.
I'll go get it.
Okay, you go get it.
Pick up the phone. Hello?
Hi, I don't know if you remember us or not. You gave us a bit of help last time. Red Talons. Hello.
Right. Right, sorry. Hi.
Hi.
What can I do for you?
We just are getting back on our feet, and we got everything kind of squared away. Fazro got a sailing license, well, a permit. Anyways, we think we might have found our captain, and he's in a secret prison in Skarak under the water, I think. We do want to go get him, but we've only got 2 new recruits since last time when we were... but we did a couple odd jobs and pawned some knickknacks and scrounged a couple thousand trade together, so we could pay you if you're not busy.
You know, we could probably do something like that. Yeah. Flex sort of like thinks for a second. It's fine. You don't have to pay us. It's all right.
Well, we might have some other avenue streams that we can tap into. We'll discuss this later.
Sure. You guys are getting back on your feet and all that, so.
Yeah, I mean, we want to have a good relationship with the new... congratulations, by the way. Saw the broadcast.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know, sort of putting on masks.
It looks
the air.
great. It was high quality.
I'm not sure I agree with that, but I appreciate it anyways. You can be honest.
Well, I think the last broadcast we put out got us almost all killed, so I think yours is doing a little better than that.
Right. Right. I hope so. Yeah, I'll have to talk with everyone else about this. We'll get back to you. Can I use the same number to?
Yes, I'll send you coordinates.
Great. Yeah, thanks. Good luck.
Thanks.
And who was that?
So that was Trilks, who, when the last time you met up with the Red Talons, she was the hacker who was like trying to get things kind of situated with their very, very small crew after they had been mostly eliminated by a mysterious group of
Weird. How'd that happen?
weird hunters. So, what do you do with this information?
I assume everybody heard the phone ringing, so I can't just be like, oh, didn't know this.
Wrong number.
Prank call. I'm gonna kind of walk back and go. So, we should probably get off this rock. Yeah, it's been a while. Could use another mission. Did we have something else that we were gonna be doing? Did we have a place we were going?
Not specifically. We had the handful of files that I gathered from the Zalarian.
Flex does not make eye contact.
Is it because she's not wearing clothes?
No.
You're wearing a ball gown right now. Let me just say.
Oh, right.
the
We're back to the
gown-
ball gown and the cowboy
Yeah,
hat.
that's happening in the dodgeball game.
There's unresolved things here now.
Right. There's all the information that I got from the Zalarian. What is it? Network?
Yeah, the
Network?
research network.
Right. Those things aren't necessarily urgent.
No, but they were just options.
We were gonna potentially go check out where the plasma things ended up.
That as well.
And if it happens to be the same prison where somebody I know is, we could pull a twofer.
Was it something on my face that gave it away that it was like a prison thing?
What
Yes,
are you
I can read
talking
your
about?
mind. You didn't know that?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
I didn't say
prison?
it was. Shit. God, how? What? Just like staring at you, like. Right. It was a Red Talon. That was the call. Those guys who got pretty much wiped out by some sort of group. Apparently, they might have found their leader. Seemed like he might be alive. Said, like you read somehow, that there's a prison that he might be kept in. Wait, but you were saying there's another prison thing going on?
Well, there's the plasma fangs.
Right. We don't know if they're in prison or if they just got killed, though.
Well, we kind of speculated that if they were going to kill them, they would have just left the bodies. So they probably were captured.
At least unless they're executed live on air or something like that, which is possible.
In which case, they'd probably store them in a prison until they were ready to do that.
Right, that makes sense. But we don't know where that is right now. I think the Red Talon at least has a direction.
Yeah.
So
How much are they paying?
there was, they said they managed to scrounge up a bunch of trites. So they'll probably give us a share of that.
Okay.
Yeah, seems like it's a pretty good job.
Having more allies is never a bad idea.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Probably do them a favor.
Maybe we can recruit them.
Always possible. Our current crew is looking at everybody else.
I mean, we got three
Small.
ships,
Yeah.
so it's not like we don't got the room.
Our current crew is small, so could use some extra people.
Hieronymus looks up at Cyrus and then at the rock guy.
We do have,
I would say
I mean,
small.
this planet seems to be generally, empty so far, so
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be opposed to at least talking about it. Let's do some other pirates a favor, and then let's go do our own things.
all right.
Unless anybody else has any direction we're going.
We got all come to a consensus. Until further notice, the NPCs will agree with you, because I don't have that in me.
Schmel gonna argue.
Schmel will just make sure that y'all are not being insane. Which this sounds pretty sane. This sounds pretty sane.
Yeah, breaking into a Zalarian prison.
Yeah.
Totally
fine.
sane.
Okay, y'all kidnapped him off of a train, so like
Correct.
this is in line. This is in line. So as we're packing, we're getting stuff ready. We're picking which ship we're taking. We're picking which people we're taking with us, which will be a later discussion. The portable terminal that you had brought onto the court to track your broadcast views starts going nuts.
Ah, shit.
Ding, 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 ding. Congratulations, you've all gone viral.
Hey!
Only takes one share.
One share. Only takes one share, which is what you need to do for this show. That's where I'm going to end this game. Thank you for watching Health Hits Experience. Today's adventure brought to you by Brittany Lee, Colorado Brown. Music and sound effects provided by Sirenscape. Thank you to Molly Cook and Alex Gonzalez. I'm so sorry. In the control room. He's going to come out and murder me with his 2 hands. Special thanks to the Community Access Media for the use of their facilities and equipment. Join us again next week. We will see you. No more dodgeball. That's it. That's the rounds. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.